guys, my name is Britt Nicole. Welcome back to my channel, and today we're going over the first part of my May wrap-up. So in May, I am filming this May 13th, but the first, week and a half, 2 weeks of May, I did end up reading, or actually first 13 days of May, I did end up reading 7 books, and I have a feeling that May is going to be one of my big reading months, so I decided to break this into 2 parts. So I could talk a little bit about each book, what I liked about it, what I didn't like about it, and I am starting with the book that I started with in May, and then we'll just go through the ones and then end with the one that I just finished. So the one I started with was Lament. This is The Fairy Queen's Deception by Maggie Stiefvater, and as you can tell, I do have 2 notes, and here's the note cards that I use, the note card tabs that I use, so I can actually take down some notes but not actually physically write in my book, because if I ever want to turn this in and not keep it, I can just take the tabs out of it. But my star rating is probably a 2.53 stars. As of right now, I do have 3 stars on Goodreads, but now thinking about it, I love the storyline. This was very romance and character driven, but a lot of things didn't add up. I did listen to the audiobook on Scribd, but I just feel like a lot of things were unsolved. Like, it was very cliche with instant loving, very cliche where the main girl she hears something and she's like, oh, okay, that's fine. I mean, it was very cliche and tropey when it comes to that. I liked that aspect of it. I didn't like the fact that I was lost in some details. Some details were very much missing from this book, and I know this is one of Maggie Stiefvater's first books she's ever written, so there's probably more reason why, but the storyline was good. Guys, like I said, I just wish there was more details about some reasons why this was happening or that was happening. But overall, 2.53 stars. Then I finally got to The Chemocopter by S.A. Charbonneau. This was my most anticipated read of 2019. It came out the beginning of January, and I did end up pre-ordering this so I could get it, and I'm just not reading it because of reading slumps. But guys, as you can tell, I took a lot of notes, and I love this. This was a 5-star read. I love her writing. I love the story driven. I love the backstories of the city and how politics work in this book. If you guys didn't know, this is the second book in the City of Brass, which was my favorite book of one of my favorite books of 2018. And I honestly can say that Kingdom of Copper is probably going to be a favorite book of 2019. I love this. If I could give it more star ratings than 5, but we don't pick up where City of Brass lets off, kind of. The prologue does, but then we skip a couple years ahead of time, and I'm really excited to see that. And I fell in love with every single one of these characters just as much as I did in the first book, and I cannot wait for the 3rd book to come out. I think in January of 2020, so this upcoming January. I picked up Allied by Amy Tintera. This is the 3rd book in her Ruined series. It's Ruined, Avenged, and then Allied being the 3rd in this trilogy. And there were some missing characteristics that I just missed from the first 2 books in this. I still immensely enjoyed it, but in the same sense, I only gave this a 4 stars because I just felt like it was a little off. It wasn't that great 5-star read, even though I think I only gave 4 stars to the first 2 books. I wish this was a little bit more, and without spoiling you guys, I read it very, very quickly. I'm not 100% satisfied by how this ended, but unfortunately, we are through with this trilogy. Guys, I did read Let It Rot. This is not a YA or like fantasy book, but this is Let It Rot, The Gardener's Guide to Composting by Stu Campbell. This is just a composting, like, how to do guide. I really enjoyed this. I'm not going to go into too much, but me and my mom are trying to cut down our carbon footprint, and we've gone over mostly to all reusable bags. We do recycle, but I am really interested in composting my stuff that can be composted, either worm composting or just regular composting. And this was a really helpful guide, and I'm really looking forward to hopefully doing that here soon. But it's hard to give this book a star rating because it's just a guide on how to do this. So I'm not going to tell you guys a star rating, but I did enjoy this, and I do look forward to referencing this book back in the future to make sure I'm doing things correctly. Then we have The Last Name Sarah by Christian. Not even going to try to pronounce her last name because I butcher last names and I don't want to do that. But this book was great. It has dragons, it has magic in it. This was a really, really great book. 5-star read, and there's a little problematic aspects in it if you guys are not wanting to read something about slavery. There is a race of people in this book who are enslaved by the kingdom. If you guys are touchy on that aspect, I would stay away from The Last Name Sarah. Again, I love this book and I love how it ended. Can't wait to read the next one, but I know the next one doesn't follow the same two main characters. This was not really romance driven till the end of it. It was very politically based to begin with, and I can't wait to get to the next one. Then I got on that bandwagon and I read A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Bridget Camamere. This was a 4-star, even probably a 4.5-star read for me. This is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, and even though a lot of people that I love here on YouTube have read this book and said that they've absolutely enjoyed it, there's just as many people on YouTube that I love have said they haven't enjoyed it and didn't really enjoy reading this book, and I'm glad that I'm one that did read this. I gave up retellings in 2018, so I was very hesitant on picking this up. This was sent to me by a friend to buddy read with her, and I'm really glad that she did because I fell in love with this. I fell in love with Harper, the main character. I even fell in love with the prince, and it does have that good representation in this book. And like I said, guys, this was not a 5-star read because I wish it wrapped up a little bit cleaner at the end. I know there's a second book coming out hopefully soon, but yes, I really did enjoy A Curse So Dark and Lonely. And the last book that I just finished off yesterday, today's May 13th, remember, is Enchantment of Ravens by Margaret Rogerson. This was a 4-star read, and this was only like a 300-page book. This book went by so quick. I read it in one sitting pretty much, and I really loved it. I really loved the main character. I love the writing style. The writing style is very much picturesque, where she describes something, but you can really understand every single detail and mentally see every single detail of what she talks about. I kind of reference her writing back to Ernest Hemingway in a way, how he can paint the sea so brilliantly, and I love that type of writing. She just doesn't go in too much detail where you're going, okay, we know what that looks like, we know what a sunset looks like, we know what a leaf looks like, but she really painted the picture in Whimsy, the town where they live in so much detail and character that I was sucked into this book at the beginning. And honestly, I can't wait to pick up her next books coming out. I don't know if this is a series. I don't know if this is duology or anything. As of right now, it seems like it's a standalone. I am going to be heartbroken if it's true that this is standalone, but I will be picking up one of her other pieces of writing. So guys, that's the 7 books that I read in the first 13 days of May, and I can't wait to see what else that I get done this month. I'm out of my reading slump, and I'm really excited to see that I'm out of my reading slump. I'm loving pretty much everything that I've read so far, except for Lament, and I'm really glad that I didn't let this book bring me down because I've read so many 4 and 5-star reads so far, but yeah, I can't wait to see where the rest of the month takes me. But guys, if you like these types of videos, please hit that thumbs up button. Please remember to subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers for a contest that I'm doing, and I am kind of almost there, and I really need to get there hopefully soon. And let me know what you've read so far in May, and I look forward to seeing everybody soon in my next video. Bye!